Welcome, Japanese woodblock print collectors and enthusiasts. Today we are going to explore the mystery and the genius of one of the greatest ukiyo-e artists ever, Toshusai Sharaku. You may be familiar with some of his prints of Kabuki actors that sell for extremely high prices on auction sites like Christie's. So I'm going to start with the mystery surrounding Sharaku, and that is that we don't know who Toshusai Sharaku was. In fact, there are some 50 theories that try to uncover his identity. Some of the more popular theories are that he was a no actor from Osaka, another that he was a kite maker or a poet, another that he was in fact the artist Hokusai. Unfortunately, no one knows, and this is compounded by the fact that his career was so short, because he appears and is gone in an instant. To give you a comparison, here's a chart of some famous ukiyo-e artists and the number of years they worked. His work took place within 1 year, in fact, just 10 months between the years 1794 and 1795. After doing some research, I believe in the theory of the historian Saito Geshin, who wrote in 1844 that Sharaku's original name was Saito Jurobe, and that he came from Osaka and lived in Edo while he was a visiting no actor. The reasons why are: there are records of this actor, the time frame coincides with the print publishing, the style of Sharaku's work is similar to the Osaka master Ryu Kosai. Some of Sharaku's work was of Osaka actors who performed in Edo, and the valid thought that only a person who was an actor himself would be familiar with the true facial features of actors. So now let's talk about the work. When many ukiyo-e artists designed literally thousands of print designs during their careers, Sharaku only designed 145 prints. In fact, there are only 600 surviving pieces of his work in the world, and some of those prints have only one copy. The late 18th century, when Sharaku's work appeared, is recognized as a peak period in the general quality of ukiyo-e. And during this time, Shunsho, Shun-e, and other members of the Katsukawa school introduced the okubi-e, or large-headed picture, which aimed for recognizable likenesses of the actors rather than the stereotyped images of the Torii school. And here's an example of the Torii school actor print. And compare that to actor portraits by the Katsukawa school. Sharaku had only one publisher, Tsutaya Juzaburo, who was a successful publishing entrepreneur who also worked with Utamaro, Hokusai, Eisen, Hiroshige, and many others. And here's a picture of him from a book and his publishing house seal that you may recognize. Sharaku made mostly Kabuki actor portraits, or yakusha-e. Besides his elegant line work, the big differentiator here is that Sharaku did not shy away from showing unflattering details, and this approach may have been his downfall. We have to remember that 100% of the actors were men, and most were middle-aged to older men, trying to play dashing young samurai, geisha, and other exciting roles. So there was a tendency for artists to make them look more handsome or prettier than they were in real life, like today's photoshopped and filtered celebrity images. For example, here is the same male actor playing a female role by some different artists. And let's compare this to Sharaku's print of this actor. This non-idealized realistic caricature is what separates Sharaku's prints from the actor prints that the people were used to. He combined that with his understanding of human psychology, the role of the actor, and the events in the Kabuki play to give us these amazing expressive portraits. Muneshige Narazaki wrote that Sharaku was able to depict within a single print 2 or 3 levels of character, revealed in the single moment of action, forming the climax to a scene or performance. The most famous Sharaku prints, like the ones I've been showing you, come from his first set of 28 prints. They are okubi-e, or big head pictures that show the actor portrait against the black or silver mica backgrounds. I want to have a sidebar here about mica. There was a craze for mica prints in the late 18th century. Mica is a naturally occurring mineral dust, and it's a key element of Sharaku's prints. This deluxe printing technique is known as kirazuri, and it involves brushing mica powder onto wet glue that's been printed like ink onto the print to give prints a glittering finish. It's usually used in the backgrounds of prints, like Sharaku did, but it's also sometimes used on metal objects like sword blades. One issue here is that mica reacts differently over time than ink does. Over time, the glue becomes brittle and less sticky, and the powder flakes off. And we can really see this in Sharaku's backgrounds, where the mica is so dense that the backgrounds are cracked and creased with 200 years of handling. And I personally think this distressed background is beautiful and provides a lot of additional character to the print design. It complements the image of the actor rather than detracting from it. The last sets of prints Sharaku published were considered less interesting because they were full body poses, and there's less of his usual attention to the features of the actor. The designs are also busier because the backgrounds contain stage scenery. After his very brief career of 10 months, Sharaku vanished. One explanation for this disappearance is that the radical way in which Sharaku portrayed the actors may have been regarded as offensive by the print-buying public, because they wanted idealized depictions of their favorite actors. The writer Ota Nanpo wrote that Sharaku designed likenesses of Kabuki actors, but because he depicted them too truthfully, his prints did not conform to accepted ideas, and his career was short. Sharaku's work did not become popular in Japan until artists and collectors in the West rediscovered him in the late 19th century. Then he became recognized as one of the greatest of ukiyo-e masters. Thank you for watching. Please check out some of our other artist profile videos, and of course, like and subscribe. Happy collecting!